Alright, so this is Mardu Fires. For those new to Magic, Mardu refers to the color combination of red, white, and black, as this deck is. Fires refers to our namesake card here, Fires of Invention. So it says you can only cast spells on your turn, and you can't cast more than 2 spells per turn. The upside, however, is you do not have to pay mana for spells that have converted mana cost equal to or less than the number of lands you control. So the general idea with this card is we play this on 4, and then on 5, we do 10 mana worth of things. So we have Cavalier of Flames to draw a bunch of cards. We have Ox to draw a bunch of cards. We have Realm-Cloaked Giant to sweep the board. We also have Tectonic Giant, which on turn 4, you can play Fires and then immediately play this as a Giant. At the bottom end of our curve, we have Bonecrusher, Clarion, and Banishing Light to help stay alive. There's a pair of Idyllic Tutor here, which can find us Fires if we need it, or it can pick up Banishing Light. And then we've got Stormfist Crusader here as a cheap threat to kind of provide extra cards to us. And then there's a cheeky fun of Kroxa down here, which seems fine as filler. We already have this that's kind of leaning on our graveyard a little bit, so we don't really want to play too many more escape cards if we're trying to escape the Ox with some consistency. So, Giant actually is one of the cards that's felt pretty impressive from the new set. So this is a 3/4. Whenever it attacks or becomes the target of a spell or ability they control, you either get to draw one of the top 2 cards of your deck that you can play till the end of the next turn, or it deals 3 damage. Ox lets us draw 3 cards after discarding our hand. So, let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. Whoop. Yeah, the 4/4 Giant's real sweet. Hey, D Roses, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate you sending that my way this month. Thanks for keeping me employed. Giant Tribal win. We played Naya Giant Tribal yesterday. You can find the video on my website, my YouTube channel. It was fine. I don't know if it was anything groundbreaking. It was bad against the Nissa deck, but it felt fine in other places. Having Stormfist Crusader here feels real bad. Bonecrusher Giant's an excellent draw. Gives us something meaningful to do on turns 2 and 3 against their aggro deck. I'm gonna go ahead and stomp Gutterbones here. Just stem the bleeding a little bit. Is there a Mardu Giant? Possibly. This deck that we're playing here has a number of Giants in it. I'm gonna go ahead and trade here because it prevents them from picking their Gutterbones back up. A Giant Shell for Uro, quite possibly. I guess I just play this. Whatever I play is gonna get eaten by the priest, I think. I don't really want to, play this Giant out and then, lose it to the priest right away. This is an Idyllic Tutor. It's not a Banishing Light. Feels dead here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and back it in rather than show them more of my deck. Alright, extra sweeper, some extra Banishing Lights. Kaya sounds good against a cat deck. Stormfist Crusader and Kroxa sound real medium against a more aggressive deck. Idyllic Tutor is probably too slow here. I don't think I can afford to take a turn off. Oh, I have Leyline. Duh. Durf. It's a lot of graveyard hate, huh? It is. There's a lot of graveyard hate. What am I trimming here, then? Is it just Tectonic Giant? They can just kind of kill their way through it? I'm actually just not going to bring in the Kaya. Am I? No, that seems dumb. we'll cut the Tectonic Giant, I guess. Do you really need all the graveyard hate? I don't know. Probably not. For people that aren't familiar, a lot of the decks that we play here on this channel are viewer-submitted lists, so the core of this sideboard is something someone sent in. I don't know. That first game didn't feel particularly close, so like having something to help here. I'm not a big fan of Leyline of the Void. I feel like Kaya's fine, but like Leyline of the Void is a card that, one, it sucks if it's not in your opener, and two, I feel like Leyline's not really good enough in this format to make it where you want to mulligan aggressively for it. So it's just going to be this awkward 4-mana spell that you're going to be drawing in the mid-game a lot of the time. Might cut those Leylines after this game. Like, we also have a bunch of sweepers too, so like between Clarion and the Giant Sweeper. It's a good draw. Yeah, it could be a budget reason for Evolving Wilds. Leyline in the Calyx deck? Why? What problem does it solve? So don't want to Ox, so we have to discard all of our Realm-Cloak, so I guess we're just passing. I guess. Mana feels bad. But we'll see them make a sacrifice here. They'll trade Rick's Maddie for Bonecrusher, and they'll draw a card. I agree that the payoffs for being in black seem low. Although Castle was okay here. Worth noting. The deck does also have fires in play some amount of time, so like you do mitigate some of your awkwardness in your mana because you're just not paying your mana cost for your spells a non-zero amount of the time. I just want to get to a point where I can play this Ox, so I think I'm just 1-for-1ing this here. I guess this isn't even that good to like get their cap back now. I guess that eventually gets rid of the cat. And, like, this isn't Rest in Peace, right? Like, it's part of the problem, too. So, like, it doesn't exile the cards already in their graveyards. Like, you cast this card and it just doesn't do anything. Is Leyline a keep? I don't know. I think I'd rather get to Kaya, right? That animation is great. Definitely haven't seen that one before. Grab the bull by the horns, chat. Go ahead and stomp this while their oven is tapped out so they can't sack it in response and lose me my Bonecrusher. This is just a 4-2. It escapes with an extra thing if you escape it. Don't need another fires. Fires feeling a little redundant here. No real point in attacking. They get to block for free. Might as well keep the extra blocker up. We'll see if they pay 4 to draw a card here or not. Wouldn't be surprised if they do since they're gaining life. Does that have any evasion? It doesn't really, right? Which means this matchup's just going to be really hard. We have to like go wide around this cat without a lot of good ways to do that. This might be aggressive. I don't know. I need to find an answer to this stuff though. Okay, it's a good start. Neither of those are the Deafening Clarion I wanted for Christmas. Beep, beep. Rum. Alright, I'm gonna cut these silly ley lines. I'm just gonna leave Kaya in. I'm gonna cut the ley lines from the 75 after this match. I think they're kind of silly. Kaya should be fine. Running them down should be fine. Hey, out of whack. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. We got 2 Scrylands, chat. Do you believe? Do you believe? I believe. All right, now I gotta check the mana base here. Is this anecdotally low on white, or are we just unlucky? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's only 14 white sources in this deck. All right, we might have to do some on stream. I might not have double checked the mana base on this one last night. It's getting late towards the end. Farsight, thanks for the 14th month. Welcome back. feels magic, man. Or did they miss their land on 2? They did, right? Kaya exiles Oven, Sinfaith. You exile the Oven, and then you can exile the cat. Kaya exiles any permanent that costs 1 or less. Space Martian. Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. Not my bits. What did my bits ever do to you? What did my bits ever do to you? Not the bits. Not my gumdrop buttons. Alright, so there's only 14 white in this deck. How much black is in this deck? We've got 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 black. And how much red? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I probably want to turn at least 1 black source into a white source. So we'll take the Temple of Malice and replace it with the Temple of Triumph. Leyline seems silly. What else? What else would I like in the sideboard? Oh, not having a bunch of discard spells. Playing a bunch of Agonizing Remorse is probably great. It might be right to main deck these two even. Hey, Dabs, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. There's a reason the mana base doesn't have Temple of Slay. Well, I mean, just because how the numbers work out on the colors. So like which specific lands you play is whatever. The key to figuring out your mana base is like counting the number of sources of each color that you have access to. If you notice, I wasn't looking at specific lands so much as I was just like counting how many lands make red, how many lands make white, how many lands make black, etc. What's going on, Demir Spy? You're catching us right at the tail end. It's been a long day. Been live for 9.5 hours. Playing some Mardu fires to wind things down. If you submitted a deck to be played on stream at some point today, you'll probably get a response back at some point in the next 2 to 3 hours or so. I'm going to get something to eat after I finish streaming. And then probably sit down and do that. I'm going to publish YouTube videos, get something to eat, and then prepare for tomorrow. I plan to be live again by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. In Black White Calyx and Jeskai Possibility were both excellent. I think I'm gonna we played 7 standard decks today. I think I'm gonna tag both of those as favorites. Interesting. Some kind of Skies deck, maybe? Yeah, looks like it. The Calyx deck was gas. I want to work on that one some more. Yep, that one can stay right there. I think I just do this now to try and avoid getting Safared. Yeah, everything we played today was standard. Is Calyx worth the wild cards? Probably not. If you're the deck that we played him in isn't playable without him. But I also think that like saying this is a card you're gonna see a lot of probably isn't. Oh, would you look at that, chat? They unsummoned my threat so I can clear the board. That was mighty nice of them. Calyx is a card that's going to be extremely limited in his use. However, when he's useful, he's very useful. I'm glad Hushbringer's actually like really good against us. We have a lot of enter the battlefield effects. I guess I could actually just discard the Ox here, because I can cast him back from the bin later. I did, Wargy. It'll be one of the two that I tag. Hushbringer has been good in the Flyers deck you played earlier. It's probably great against the Risen Reef decks. It's a little middling against the Titans. Our Hawk is so happy. Kaya's actually probably pretty good here, huh? Bring in the extra sweeper. I don't like Stormfist Crusader against aggro decks. Do I want Banishing Light? I probably don't mind Banishing Light. Seems fine. Jeskai Alliance. Dream Trawler's the real deal. Looking forward to playing with more Dream Trawler in this format. Dream Trawler's messed up. It's pretty good and constructed too, honestly. Dream Trawler's a card that been very happy with. It's a good design too. Like I like cards that encourage control decks to actually be able to win the game or actually end the game once they win it. Yeah, I guess I keep this. This is fine. We got Bonecrusher. Yeah, it's like a main deckable Baneslayer Angel. Main deckable Lyra, excuse me. We're gonna bottom Tutor here, try and find some lands on the draw. Perfect. A lot of people are comparing it to Prognostic Sphinx. I don't remember what that card does. They missed their second land drop. Deal. Discard a card. Ging's Hexproof. Anyone comparing it to Prognostic Sphinx is beyond silly. No lifelink, less attack, and drawing a card is very different from scrying. Dream Trawler, drawing a card is especially a bigger deal because it feeds its ability to then protect itself. Whereas like Prognostic Sphinx, you needed other cards to like keep your hand going. This hand's great. Hopefully this is a matchup where Deafening Clarion has text. I think I'm in for that. Banishing Light's been a good card. Been pretty happy with Banishing Light in basically every deck we've played it in so far today. Yeah. I think pairing Dream Trawler with a bunch of discard spells could be good. I've got an Esper Trawler deck in my deck editor that has 8 2-mana discard spells in it. I think it's likely very reasonable. Have you conditioned? I try. Clarion, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are gone. Fluffy K subbed for 12 months. Have a mod sword. Do 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 do. It does, in fact, appear to be Teamer Elementals. It's been making the rounds. Gosh, Dan! Speaking of 12-month subs, welcome back. Happy Saturday, folks. Catching us at the tail end of a wonderfully long stream. I think I just 1-for-1 this Clarion here. This might be wrong in the event that they have a Nissa, but in the event that they have more elementals, pretty happy to do that. Hey, Jerry, we're actually down a good bit. We peaked at like 2,900 today. It's been a good day. Thanks for the biddies. Hey, Maddie. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the conclusion from playing this deck is that it's not doing anything meaningful, different, or better than just Skyfires. Like, not having flying threats is a big deal. Not having Sphinx of the good hands to smooth your draws feels like it's a bit worse. J-Man, thank you for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I get to Banishing Light this out of the way at least, so we got that going for us. Stormfist Crusader seems real awkward. This card's not been stellar. Stormfist is a card that, like, has felt pretty mediocre in every non-aggro deck we've put it in since it was printed. Card's an all-star in the aggressive decks, but I feel like it probably just is a little bit too slow here. Does Dream Trawler go in Jeskai Fires? That's a good question. That deck already has a lot of beef at the top end, so it might not. I don't know, though. Yeah, maybe the Stormfist could just be the discard spells. I could see that. We're going to play at least one more after this, so we can make that swap. Remorse. Remorse is a good main deckable discard spell for sure. Yeah, I haven't been impressed with this card in this deck, but I feel every time we've had this card in general, it's felt powerful. Hopefully it can attack and find us a Giant Sweeper or another Clarion here. Trawler is better than Blue Cav? Not really. Those do kind of different things. So, like, Trawler is a card... Trawler is a card that doesn't impact the turn you play it, really, which makes it a bit worse. So, like, for example, Trawler Blue Cav can, like, on 5 you play Blue Cav, and then when you play the Blue Cav, you get to draw into the red Cav and play it right away as well. Yeah, blue Cav plays into the combo portion of the deck very nicely. I think I just have to find a sweeper here, so I'm gonna go for the full reset. Spin to win. Red Cavalier feeding Escape is interesting. Something giant comes this way, chat. It's not about to end well for our hero, I don't think. Ooh, Pelucranos and Fire sounds hot. That's a really good card with a good activation cost. And both those Cavs feed Escape. Yeah, that sounds great, J-Ray. Will I consider playing the Dumpster Fire that will be Magic Legends? That depends. Like with the Mythgard content I did for a little bit, if I'm happy with multiple Magic formats and like people are supporting my content for multiple Magic formats, I don't really have an incentive to branch out. Like at any given point, there's more decks in the deck queue than I have hours in the day to play. So as long as people are like letting Magic cards be my job, it's hard to justify extending out too much. And this is like a big knock on wood. This is not a challenge, Wizards of the Coast. I would like to prefix what I'm about to say with this is not a challenge. After 2019, I feel like it would be really hard for them to like create that large of a smoldering dumpster fire across all formats again. I feel like 2019 was like peak. This was like as bad as the dumpster fires cross format can get. So I feel like if we got through that just doing Magic, we're probably just gonna be mostly Magic around here forever. The only non-Magic games I play off stream are mostly mobile games because, like, when I'm done streaming, I want to play on my phone. I don't want to sit in front of my computer if I'm doing something else. Mobile games you can also play at the gym, which is great. This is a Banishing Light matchup. Banishing Light might be a bit of a liability because they're going to have lots of ways to destroy my enchantments, right? You just do this, leave a tutor for the fires. Let's give this a try. Legends is looking to maybe be a mobile game. Really? Do you have a source on that? Might be more interested if I could play on my phone. Well, you know. This is, what's the saying? This is where the magic happens. Legend says PC, Xbox, PlayStation on their website. How ready are you to see Underworld Breach Turbo Banded Legacy? What's his name? Anderson stopped in there and he said it was pretty busted there. Is it really that much better than Past in Flames? D20 Bandit, thanks for the 21 months. People are kind of talking about Legends like people are playing it already. Has the game released footage? Are there people who have like beta tested that like aren't NDA'd that have talked about it? All right, Deafening Clarion, please. Deafening Clarion, please. They released some footage. I did not see that. Merchant released a playthrough video yesterday. Oh, that's good to know. I'll have to take a click in that later tonight. All right, Giant Sweeper, please. It's a Clarion. That'll do pig. That'll do pig. Wow, they definitely should have blocked. If they would have blocked, my Giant would have died to the Clarion. They have Claim the Firstborn in their deck still. Lol. They did know about Clarion. The exiled cards are revealed. I will look for gameplay footage and put in the other games channel in Discord. You the real MVP. You the real MVP. Well, you know. Maybe I'm just supposed to be dealing 3 here instead of trying to draw another card. Sometimes humans make suboptimal game decisions. What? You mean like almost every game on this channel? Like me continuing to draw cards even though I should just be killing them? All right. Punish their stumble. I mean, to be fair, like, most people who make mistakes while playing Arena, if you think about how you play Arena at home, most people don't just play Arena, right? Like, you're playing Arena while you're watching Netflix, or using Discord, or watching a Twitch stream. How many of you are playing Arena right now while you're hearing me talk, right? Plenty of easy ways to get distracted. I feel called out. God bless you. Happy to have you here. But just want to draw to the site that, like, it's very easy to make mistakes even when you're not streaming. It's rare that your full focus is on just the game you're playing. At least in my experience. Playing Arena, chilling in Punt City. I mean, having takebacks doesn't mean you're bad at Magic. I actually think sitting and playing games with a friend who you know is also a good player and like discussing optimal lines, if you're someone that hasn't been a part of Hoaglandia for like many years, If you ever want to see what my idea of ideal testing is, you should go way back on my YouTube channel to the old paper videos where Matt and I used to play together. Like, a lot of what we did when playing together was rolling back decisions. It was like going like, oh, should we do this? All right, Maddie's here. Oh, Maddie. Oh, Maddie. All right, so I'm gonna jam this, and I'm gonna shock this in. If they don't, I loved week 1 tournaments, Matt. I hated getting cards for them. It was very common that you spent more money on buying cards for a week 1 standard deck than you did on your entry fee and your hotel and everything else for the weekend. Bye, Felicia. I did this in response to her plussing because I don't want, because I don't want her to, like, untap and have a negate. Gotta grab the bull by the horns, chat. The Reef was, in fact, not ready for the Bonecrusher. Now, Ox does die to Realm-Cloaked Giant, but we're pretty close to flooping him back into play here, huh? So, for those not familiar with how this works, claim is until end of turn, but they can blink it with Nissa. So, I'm trading there, because otherwise they're going to keep my thing. Maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn on this. I don't know. I don't really want to take 3. How many cards in my bin? There's 8 cards total in my bin, so I need 1 more to escape the Ox, because the 8 includes the Ox. So if Thassa blinks something at the end of every one of their turns, you can also tap something. Get your Cheeto fingers off me. The lack of not having 4 Fabled Passages in this deck is probably wrong. Fabled Passage is an easy way to get an extra card in your bin for escaping. Oh yeah, that's true, Steric. I'd take the 3 from it and then Omnath would deal 4. It's very true. Kind of surprised they didn't attack and then tap my Realm-Cloaked Giant. Hey, that's a good one.
Daddy!
What's up, dude?
Mommy made food upstairs.
Mommy made food? That's exciting. I'm almost done, buddy. I'm going to tell Mommy 20 more minutes.
Well, I can play a game with you after you're done.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Time before bedtime.
I think we just clear out Omnath here since they gave us the chance. They're going to go ahead and diddle my Realm-Cloaked Giant almost assuredly, but that's fine. Does Ox feel worth crafting? He's been kind of middling so far. This is a mythic. I would be hesitant to spend mythic wild cards on the Ox so far. How's Mardu doing? It's okay. I don't know that we're doing anything that's meaningfully better than just Kai Pomoyne. That's really good. This game's in the bag, though. this kills Nissa and then gains me 7. He's a good kid. I told him if I work late tonight, we'll play games before we start tomorrow. So I'll probably start at 9 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. tomorrow, and I'll get games in with him in the morning. They usually go to bed about 7:30 or so. Baby Grace is do. It's a 2. Is Ox better than Rix? Yeah, I think it's better than Rix. Blink it, you know you want to, right? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little giants. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little giants. We're on the scoreboard at least here. Deafening Clarion is definitely a good card. Clarion's pretty good against these Nissa decks. I've been given a pre-release code. Fight. First come, first serve. I don't know what that code is good for. Put it into Magic Arena and find out. What games do we play? For you want board game recommendations or Switch game recommendations? Declan's been asking about a Switch game. We usually play the various Lego games. Lego Incredibles and Lego Villains. Lego DC Villains are his 2 favorites. As far as board games for kids are concerned, I'm drawing a blank on. It's been a long day. I'm blank on the offhand on which board games for kids we have. We have a number. We have a number of them upstairs. Christy, my wife has what you could refer to as a board game buying addiction. Collecting board games and playing board games are slightly different hobbies. I think we just double stomp. We just double stomp the Kaya here.
You want something banished? Buddy, that's what I do.
Ho ho ho. Who's a good little owl? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Hey, J-Ray, thanks for the tip. Sorry I missed it. Oop, where's my dashboard? Sent Junfire through the forum. If it doesn't, it'll be great. It'll be great. Thanks for the dollars. Let's do it. Junfire says, what is that? Oh, are they a Doom Foretold deck? It could be a Doom Foretold deck. Red Sorcerer is great. I'm gonna bottom that, mostly just looking for fires at this point. They are a Doom Foretold deck. Woof. Treacherous Blessing Doom Foretold is a combo. Draws them 3 cards when it comes into play. Then they lose a life. The drawback is they lose a life every time they cast a spell. So they just sack it to Doom Foretold, just like no big deal. No big. Vomit. Alright, I guess we just pass for now because they have plenty of things to sack to this, so rather than trying to play through it, we'll just let it go off and make us discard a card. Yeah, the Fires deck is highlighted by the fact that it does minimal number of things per turn. So, like, the fact that, like, takes a resource from us every turn, yeah, we're pretty dead here. Despark is great. Agonizing Remorse is great. Oh, I was going to put Agonizing Remorse in the main, wasn't I? That's fine. We'll just board it out. Clarion seems unnecessary. The Sweeper doesn't seem super great. Gideon is a decent threat. Seems fine. Yeah, the new Black Draw enchantment is very good with Doom. I think those two are very clearly intended to be played together. I don't know what Christy made for dinner, but it smells good. That's exciting. I like food, chat. Feels magic, man. Alright, this matchup sucks. I'm gonna play one more. Let's try and get a matchup that doesn't suck for us. Let's put the discard spells in the main. Hey, thanks for the half a year, Wolf. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Progressive views are great. Feel the burn. Feel the burn. Let me get rid of these Stormfist Crusaders. I don't really know what I want to do with the sideboard. I do know that I want these Agonizing Remorses in the main deck, though. Put a couple extra discard spells in here. Nah, I've got Clarion and I've got Realm-Cloaked. I think that's fine. I'll throw the last Despark in for now. Card's relatively flexible. Alright, let's get a good one here, huh? Last one of the day, go out on a high note. Remember, if you missed any of today's stream, I'm going to format and publish a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel. This is the 7th different deck we've played today over the course of the last almost 10 hours. Black-White Calyx. Jeskai Possibilities is a close second, but Black-White Calyx was my number one, I think. That you and the wife are millennials and just order takeout. We had an ice storm yesterday, so everything outside's pretty rancid. And Christy doesn't trust delivery drivers. Christy doesn't trust third-party delivery drivers. She's weird. She'll, like, order delivery from a pizza place, but won't, like, use DoorDash. Thoral King, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Captain Corn Complex, thanks for those subs, folks. This is my full-time job, and I wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you, so thanks for keeping me around. We're going to do long days again tomorrow and Monday. Lots of standard stuff. Remember, if you've got sweet ideas, send them to me via the form on my website. We'll get them played. What's your opinion on Uber versus taxi? I'm not sure she's ever taken an Uber. It does, Solaris. Everything about the card is the same except the stats on it. So, Stream Decker has a bug where when you open it the first time, you gotta close it and open it again, and then it pops right up. Last time you used DoorDash, you were missing some of your food out of your thing. Yikes. The White Devotion aggro deck we played the other day felt quite strong. Good linear game plan. Everything I look for in running people down. Basic Mountains, no play yet. Are they a big red deck, or are they an aggro deck that kept an awful hand? At any rate, this Banishing Light should come into play and just stay there. Red shouldn't be able to interact with it. Yeah, the Black Devotion deck being a combo deck basically was kind of a surprise to me. I guess it probably shouldn't be based on the direction Magic's taken recently, but it was not something I was expecting going into the deck list.
Don't start any fires without me.
Yeah, actually, the first time I used DoorDash, I didn't realize it was DoorDash. Portillo's does delivery through their website, and it's just a front for DoorDash. Actually just red aggro with the bad keep. Weird. Dabs Unite. Thanks for doling out a pile of sub-gifties on top of those biddies. I appreciate the support. Welcome to our newest members of Hoaglandia. So this giant, they could shock Chandra Flashback Shock, but then that's damage my face isn't taking, so I think it's worth playing this out. Remember to all of our new subs, we've had some gift subs and regular subs today. Once you've had a chance for it to sync up, be sure to pop on in to the subscriber Discord server. Lots of great things to chat about there, both magic, gaming, and life related. Such as the terrifying political dark place. Yeah, if they spend their turn, killing this, I'm like still at 16 and I get to GM Cavalier next turn, which is pretty good. Our Marge Sigil, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Oh gosh, if they do this, I get to draw 2 cards. I didn't even think about that. I completely forgot that that was about to happen. Sick. Right. This isn't just on attack. It's good because it's on attack or when it gets targeted. It feels like a sub-gift space hearing. They're like, I think they didn't realize that either. New card. So like, but they're like already pot committed here basically. It's one of those like, oh, it was like the trigger popped up in like one of those oh crap moments. Goodbye, friend. Yeah, they're actually just a red aggro deck that kept a really mediocre hand, huh? Alright, I'm gonna keep the Deafening Clarion because it can lifelink me in case we get into a pinch. Hey, Dead Dan, thanks for upping that Prime for the 2nd month. Welcome back. Yeah, it's better than draw 2, right? Yeah, we get to select 2 of the top 4. Go get them, buddies. So next turn, we get to lifelink for 18. We get to put in another Cavalier, triple activate, lifelink attack. Hope you got your GG buttons ready. Torbrand could be scary if we weren't about to combo them. Clarion, my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are gone. Lay your weary head to rest, don't you cry no more. Feels good, man. All right, let's get one more like that. Go out on a super high note. Banishing Light sounds good here. Kroxa is a little slow. Kaya's probably fine, huh? This is likely a little bit slow. Idyllic Tutor's likely a little slow. What do you think of this configuration? Is Remorse good enough? Maybe Remorse isn't good enough. Spending 2 mana to not impact the board's kind of medium. We don't have any other cheaper cards to board in, though. I think we just call Agonizing Remorse good enough. Not stellar here, but the best of what we have. We tried Oketra in Fires. I don't think we have, actually. That could be kind of okay, though, huh? You get to go Oketra into Cavalier, make a 4/4. I don't know. The problem with these decks is they're just so choked up in the 5 slot. And, like, having your 5s draw cards seems ideal. First impressions of Idyllic Tutor, it's really slow. Some people were, like, talking about being excited for Idyllic Tutor coming to Pioneer. It's so slow for Pioneer. Just unbelievably slow. It's slow in this format, too. Paying 3 extra mana to get the enchantment of your choice is kind of medium. Hope your stuff works out, dumping truck. I got you. Wargate at least puts it onto the battlefield. Yeah, did Wargate see some standard play? That one was before my time. I was not doing competitive Magic back then. This hand's kind of slow, but like, if they have a fast start, this hand is slow, but my deck doesn't have that many good 2-mana plays. I could mulligan for like Bonecrusher or Clarion, I guess, but like, if I hit 5 lands on curve, I get to go Fires into double 5, which is like all you can really ask for. I'm going to lead on the Temple of Malice here since I drew that. And the reason why I want to lead on that is because this way if I draw the discard spell on 2, I can cast it. If we don't draw a 2-drop, we'll play the other Temple. I'm going to go ahead and keep this land here, actually. I bottomed the first one a little aggressively because I wanted to try and find a 2-drop to play on 2, but I definitely want my 5th land, so I can go 3, 4, 5 guaranteed here. These sleeves are gas. How do I get them? These are some of the secret layer sleeves. So, you had to buy a physical product or have someone give you a code. I got my code from a sub. People do also sell the codes on eBay, though. I believe someone else said they go for $10 to $15, but I don't have first-hand knowledge of that. The One-Eyed Wonder Weasel, cashing in for the 11th month. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Let's yoink that on out of here. Would love to draw a 2, 3, or 4 mana spell next turn so we can play Fires and then also impact the board. You want a sliver code for $1.50. That's much cheaper than 10 to 15 bucks. Seems good. Well, we need something to interact with Torbrand or we're dead. Alright, looks like we're dead. So, next turn we're taking 6 10s. Just any other card kills us here. This hand might have been okay on the play. It's probably too slow on the draw. Alright, speaking of being on the play, let's do it. Game 3, final match, final deck. I'll be back again tomorrow morning about by 9 a.m. So, like, within 14 hours from now. I'm going to put some decks together, eat some food, put the kids to bed, etc., etc. Thanks everybody for hanging out through the day. I've had an awesome viewer count. Glad to see folks enjoying Theros Standard. A lot of sweet cards to poke at. Feel like they had a sweet spot with the designs in this set. A lot of the cards in Eldraine were neat, but really, really pushed in kind of unfun ways. I feel like they did a good job with a lot of the balance around this set. All the 6 spell hands look good, right? Unfortunate that one doesn't have a second land. I don't know if I can quite give this one a feels Magic Man, so much as like feels 3-color deck man. Alright, this hand's quite good. We're gonna go ahead and bottom both Tectonic Giants here. Three lands with all of our colors, and then 2 good spells that are cheap is great. I think I'm gonna push Declan's game to tomorrow morning. I think I'm gonna start a little bit late and play a level with him before I go live. By the time I eat, it's just about bedtime for him. I'm gonna play this untapped because they're probably gonna give us something to stomp onto. If they don't give us something to stomp onto, that's great for us. Alright, just want to draw land, and then 5 mana spells from here. I don't think you need to put a stop anymore, but old habits die hard. Okie doke. Like the single worst draw in our deck. Just like do not need a second fires. Land. 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 Your critics are gone. Say no more. Perfect. We already have double black for the castle. I think because I have this castle in play, and because I have 2 Banishing Lights, I'm actually going to be a little bit aggressive with this first one and play it out, just so I can work to get my hand to a low count, so I can activate this castle while taking minimal damage. I think the owl is my favorite of the things they've released for this. It's pretty sweet. Chandra at another stage, scary. Hoping for a Clarion. I'm gonna play fires, draw a card, hope to land. I just have to play something else out here. They have to choose between Torbran and Chandra here. They might just go Torbran Spitter. Yeah. We're taking 3 down to 12. Really want to draw land.
Somebody bothering you. You beat me this time.
Alright.
Bravo.
Come on, dealer, hit me. Well, I mean, of all the non-lands we could draw, that one was towards the top, right? All things considered. That's pretty good. Lets them kill Archaea. I'm gonna go to 8. Really? Land, please. Come on. God, that's unreal. Feels magic, man. Fitting end of the day. Yeah, I get to eat the skewer and the Legion War boss here, so I go up to 5. If they draw a brick, we could still win this game. If they draw a brick and we draw an untapped land, we actually get to kill them. Used up all our cumulative variants, yep. Just got it back from my local taco hut. They did not accept my 3-2 as payment. Weird. Guess we didn't use all our luck up. Papi! Papi! Casual, go back to 20. Kill your board, kill your planeswalker, put you to 10. Go back to 20. Alright. Hashtag sometimes lucky.
You better watch your back from here on out.
Someone call the police. There's been a robbery. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. It is. That's a great moment to end on. I think we ended up winning more than we lost with this deck, but all things considered, I think the things this deck is doing that are good are actually just the same thing that is good about Jeskai Fires, while also missing the evasive creatures that are really good against Jeskai Fires. So overall, I felt like this one, in terms of being unique and interesting, was a bit of a miss. It had some neat things. Ox was okay-ish, but probably worse than the Blue Cavalier in a lot of the situations that we played. At any rate, I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to be playing a bunch of stuff all day. I think tomorrow we're going to kick off with one Pioneer League. I want to try Blue-Red Eldrazi with the new Escape Phoenix in it. But after that league, we're going to go ahead and dive it into a bunch of Standard for the rest of the afternoon again. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm going to hit one quick ad roll at the end here to meet my quota for the day.